Hello and welcome to our very first edition of Stargazing, where we bring you up close and personal with your favourite stars of reggae and dancehall music. I am Shaun Cain. In this edition of the show, our special guest is someone who has been writing and reciting poetry for a very long time. Let's take a look.
These hands will rise you up tall. These hands won't make you slide. These hands will be your ultimate guide. Hi, my name is Wise Wurdz, and tune in to Shaun Cain. The reason you find out more about Wise Wurdz.
Wise Wurdz, walk on.
Greetings, my brother. Bless up and love, man. So, I am the icebreaker. I give thanks, man.
Wise Wurdz, poetry has been around for a very long time, for as long as I can remember. I remember listening to people like Yasser Safara and Mutabaruka, but I think that poetry is somewhat has got a bit quiet. Now I see that you are leading the resurgence of this form of the spoken word. Why is poetry so special to you?
I give thanks, for crediting me with such nice words, and mellow words, what I mean? Well, poetry, is an art form where I don't even know how I get into this thing. Tell you the honest truth, brother, I don't even know. Because I was a songwriter, I love music, I love melodies, you know what I mean? And I wanted to pursue a career in music, in singing, right? But I find myself among some brethren, and I used to do some writing for them and all of that. But when the whole thing decimated, and every man got them own direction, I decided that, boy, I'm not going to leave out of music just like that, And if I can't sing, if I can't DJ, because I'm too old for to take up DJ, what am I going to tell the people then? I especially tell the ladies them. Wine pan this and bubble pan head top, that now gonna make no sense.
Your focus, though, seems to be quite different from what we are used to hearing, because you are dealing with quite a range of themes and topics. You've looked at things like financial issues, social issues, and even political issues. Tell us a little bit now as to why your range is so wide.
Well, as a fresh foot, you have to forward with a fresh look, you know what I mean? And Muta, give credit to Muta and all those messengers, all those messiahs who have preceded my time, you know what I mean? But I want to connect with the youth them, you know what I mean? And of course, some of my poetry are still revolutionary. They have the revolutionary message in them. So a man might take a certain direction, It's the same direction you're heading for, but you take a different route to get there.
You've talked about getting poetry to appeal to the more contemporary reggae artists, but I've not heard a lot of your style of poetry or your style of delivery in the dancehall space. So I want you to tell me now, how do you plan to get them to pay attention to poetry?
In the DJ world, you understand, poetry might not connecting to some of the youths them now, but it will. I can quote some of the dancehall artists them, you know what I mean? That even Vibes Cartel, even though some of the lyrics them might sound murderous, but I will never forget this line out of a Vibes Cartel song, where him say, gunshot scoring at your head like a corner kick. No boy can offer me a palmer kick. Gunshot scoring at your head like a corner kick. So that is poetry to me, even though that line may seem over the top. But that is poetry to me. You have Da Vinci, who tell you that what your friend, what you smoke with and run, joke with, them same one cut your throat quick. That is poetry also. You know what I mean? When you look at Bugle, Bugle will tell you that if you blame life, you blame who give it. Don't blame life, blame the way you live it. Father God never sleep him wake, him no make mistake. So blame it on your friends and your surroundings were fake. That is poetry, my brother.
Well, that's a very interesting point. And now you've made a very strong connection between poetry and some of the artists that we mentioned before. Now, do you think that they perceive what they do as poetry?
Some may not come outright and tell you that it is poetry. Some will tell you that they start to write poetry in school. But some, pride might take them aside and they might not tell you that it is poetry. But it is poetry. If you chant, it's poetry.
I am quite curious to find out where and when and how you developed that love for the spoken word. Could it be in your childhood? Tell me a little bit about your childhood and let me see if we can work out what inspired you to do something like this.
I grew up, as you said, in a western Jamaica in St. James, Springfield, a place called Barry Road, a deep rural community where my parents were farmers, you know what I mean? and of course they grow all sort of vegetation, and hence I'm out here in my vineyard, you know, just chilling between my banana trees and my plantain tree, you know what I mean? So the teaching that they gave me, it was more on the conscious side. I couldn't step out of line to do certain things. I couldn't say certain things. I couldn't go certain places. I was raised in the church and all of that. So it is a principle on which my parents then brought me up on that helped me to propel my way or my career into poetry right about now.
Western Jamaica is a very long way from Kingston. Tell us a little bit about your journey from Western Jamaica to Kingston, all the different things that you've seen along the way, the differences in landscapes, all of those things. Talk me through that journey.
Well, I want to tell you something, you know, brother. And every time I look back on my journey, I have to laugh, you know. You know, being in a humble beginning, my parents, you know, were poor as always, you know, as most of us were. And I never know that we were poor, right? But a gentleman from my community, he was living in Kingston, and he knew this lady who had a business running at the foot of Jackson, and she wanted somebody from the country, because back then you couldn't trust a guy from Kingston for coming to your house, you know, because you don't know how Kingston people stay already now. No disrespect to the youth them from Kingston, but you know the streets of Kingston stay, right? But the lady preferred somebody from the country, rather a humble youth, you know what I mean, who just leaving school and all of that, yeah? So I was given the opportunity, and of course I must give thanks to a gentleman named Mr. Winter. Mr. Winter was the man who come and asked my mother if she wanted to send me to Kingston, so kind of I leave some of the burden and, you know, let me help out with the household a bit. So I get the chance to come into Kingston, and I was there as a, you call it as a butler, as a living youth or yard boy, you know, any one of them choice of words the way you want to put with it. You understand? After 7 years, I went and do my own little business. You know what I mean? And it was me and my brother. Yeah, man, bless up Leo. Anyway, you stand up, my brother. I rented a shop up by Reddles Road, and I was there right beside Gregory Isaacs. Gregory Isaacs African Museum records was right next door to me. Gregory Isaac would come and buy juice and, you know, I mean, he usually call me Baker. And if anybody know Gregory Isaac talk, you know, Gregory Isaac talk, you know, have a different kind of talk. Baker, what you have over restaurant, you know? What kind of sip you have there? You understand? Let me have some carrot and some ginger and all them sort of something, you know? And I used to go over by Gregory Isaac record shop and spin over the 45 and start to DJ on the B-side of the rhythm.
Interesting chance encounter there, Wise Wurdz. So a long time you're rubbed shoulder with celebrities, I can see that. I just want to know though about what you said to Gregory in terms of your interest in music. Did you ever let him hear you toast? And did you even say to him that you had an interest in becoming an artist?
No, I don't think that Gregory ever heard me, you know, or if he did, I'm not sure if he did, but he'd know that I have an interest in music, because by then now, right, me and Tristan Palmer, and we were producing music. So Gregory heard of me, and of course Gregory know that I have an interest in music. But I wanted to sing, I wanted to DJ, you know what I mean? I love singing because of the melody in the singing, but I love DJ because of the strength of the delivery, you know? So Gregory, I said to Gregory, they call him Soup, you know? They call him Soup, and I said, Soup, you know, so I really want to take on the music thing, yeah? Really want to take on the music thing, and him said to me, say, Baker, I said, you want to deal with music? He said, yeah, man. He said, well, you're rough road, you understand? But anytime you want to deal with me, just come link me, you understand? Come link me. Yeah, man. Come link me, man. And that is Gregory, you know, and I end up doing a song with Gregory Isaac. Yes, you know, that song is called Black a Kill Black.
How did that song perform? Did it chart, or was it very popular?
The song was released somewhere in the 1990s, you know, I don't remember what year, because I really and truly take up music seriously in 1994, yeah, some 20 odd years ago. So that song was released, and it was published and distributed by Sonic Sounds and Zonic Music thereabout, and I usually collect my little change, man.
But you've been working with people like Tristan Palmer, well, you have worked with Tristan Palmer, you've worked also with Gregory Isaacs, as you mentioned earlier, and I think your latest connection was with Toots from Toots and the Maytals fame. How did that connection come about? You working with Toots, and what is it like?
Well, Toots now, tell you the honest truth, you know, brother. I am so ecstatic about that work, it's not funny. You know what I mean? Never See the Trouble Ahead was a track that was written from about 2005. I co-wrote that song with me and a virgin named Ras Godi. So Ras Godi, bless up yourself anyway, stand up, me general. You know what I mean? And Ras Godi, we were at Tristan's studio and we wrote that track. And that track was done by Ras Godi and Singer J. But I love that music so much because of the message. You know, when I come the producer then was Nigel, and the producer now is still Nigel. You know what I mean? So give thanks to Nigel. And of course, Nigel get Toots, because Nigel is the engineer for Toots. And Nigel get Toots to sing the hook.
Never see the trouble I hate.
Them never know.
They never see the trouble I hate.
Them a feel it, you know, man.
They never see the trouble I hate. Yeah, big that.
So I will always make mention of those who help to give us strength. And the day when you can give thanks and make mention of people who help you in this business, my brother, then you almost do. And of course, give thanks to Queen Elise Kelly from IRFM, because she always blaze the poetry on a Wednesday through her program Spoken Word Wednesday. And even up to the last interview which I did, you understand, my father said him turn celebrity in a Montego Bay. Yeah? Because he never know that so many people knew me and knew of my music and all of that, and they never know that I was his son. You know, so my father feel very proud right about now that him can hear the name Wise Wurdz on the radio and know say him son that. When people tell him, say, Master Brownie, you know, so me hear your son on radio, boy, yo, the man they are going away, you know. I know he feel very good about that. And in 2016, I was in the country. I know it was in a December time, you know, and my mother wasn't feeling well at the time. So when I hear my track playing on the radio, you know, and I say, Mama, you know, see, I meet that on the radio. I feel so excited and joyful, you know, my brother. So me hear my track playing up on the radio, you know, and it was Big A from IRFM who was playing that at the time. And I said, Mama, you know, see, my track that I play? And she said, what you say? You know, and then I hear a next track again playing. And it was back-to-back track playing with me. You understand, you know? One called White Prison and the next one is called Are We Free Yet? And Big A got wind of it and started playing it. So when I tell my mother, I say, Mama, hear me up on the radio, you know? And me I say, Mama, me have a bus, you know? You know? When Mama said to me, say, hurrah, boy, my son, your bus. Me said, no, Mama, me only a slow leak.
You have been working with several artists. Chief among them is, or the most recent, is Richie Innocent. What is it like working with Richie, a seasoned poet?
Richie is a brethren where I know by just listening to the radio, you know. So I hear through Elise Kelly program, this brother chant, and him saying a poem that the good old days. I call somebody, a sister of mine, and I say, come here, daughter. You are a virgin a chant, yeah. I know say the daughter is her teeth, and it kind of hurt me away. So Richie Innocent, I started to listen to Richie Innocent and Elise Kelly program, you know, Spoken Word Wednesday. And from then, you know, we kind of joined forces because his wife now shared a poem for me which I had put out on Facebook. It's called Come Back Jamaica. But when we team up in the flesh now, you understand, Richie now almost pilot me to, you know, navigate my way around the poetry scene and all of the other poets them that are really and truly chanting their way forward. So Richie almost single-handedly took me around and showed me the whole energy. And from that until now, we've been, you know, teaming up. And of course, you know, I cannot leave with Cherry Natural, fire burning mama poet, bad poet, she will tell you. She will tell us that bad is not bad how you think of it. Bad means brave and different. Right now, the youth them are listening to Wise Wurdz. The youth them say right about now, me not afraid to go up on any dancehall stage.
Wise Wurdz, thank you so much for being our very first guest on Stargazing with Shaun Cain. Check out our YouTube channel, Stargazing with Shaun Cain. Like, share, hit that button, and subscribe. Until then, it's goodbye from us.